It's time now to visit with Cyclones assistant coach Matt Macdonald. First, before we look to tonight, let's look back at Wednesday. Another very close battle between you two, a shootout victory, and certainly you can't take any team for granted, and I think Wednesday was an example of just that, wasn't it?
Yeah, we came out flat. The first period we came out shooting a bit, but wasn't the game we were looking for right off the start. And then as the game went, actually they kind of turned it up, and it was us beating ourselves in a way. We didn't capitalize on the chances we did have. Defensively, we weren't moving the puck, hitting the sticks, all that stuff to get the puck out and be effective offensively. But the good thing about it is we turn around, we have a game 48 hours later, so we get to see a new light.
You talk about goaltending; it always is important. Every single night, it's going to make a difference one way or the other. When you have Brian Foster versus Alan York on Wednesday, you saw big time saves from big time goalies. Tonight, no different. Foster will go again, but he'll oppose a 10th-year veteran, Joel Martin, a guy that maybe is not playing his best hockey of late. Neither are any of the Wings, for that matter, losers of 3 consecutive games. But this is a situation where you're playing hot goaltenders night after night, at least it seems. Does that help grow this club offensively?
Yeah, like you said, we're playing. Fozzie's been outstanding for us the entire year when he's been in, and same with I think Martin's a pretty good goaltender as well. He has low goals against. He's always solid. He knows what he's doing in there, and like you said, he's been around for a little while, so it's good. It should be. It's going to be a challenge for us to get any pucks by him tonight. Just like it'll probably be hard for them as well, but that makes for a great game.
We chatted with Josh Shalla, John McFarland, Brian Foster before the afternoon wrapped up and morning skate had just concluded, and they all kind of said the same thing about how everybody picks up everyone else. So when a guy has maybe a bad night or isn't producing offensively as they hope to, there are other guys to pick up the slack. I think we touched a little bit on the secondary scoring on Wednesday's pregame show, but it continues to be one of those exciting and really monumental statistics when you look at it. You don't have a guy in the top 50 in scoring, yet you're among the top teams in the league.
Yeah, just like you said, it comes from everywhere. Last game we had a guy in Charles Roussel. Chucky had a great game, just crashing the net from Arnie. And, anytime you can get defensemen chipping in, guys like that are strong defensive guys, but get the odd point here and there, when they can bury it, brings everybody up. So it gives a little bit of pressure off the guys that are supposed to be our main go-to guys. But, all in all, I'd say that when you have a lineup like we do where we have, like you said, the scoring spread out, it definitely makes every shift a little more of a chance to score. Guys can produce when they can, and it takes pressure off some of the guys that feel that maybe that's their main job, and they can worry a little more about defense.
You won a Kelly Cup championship with the Cyclones team back in 2007-08, and as much offense as that team had, you had good defense as well. Your club is ranked third in the ECHL in overall goals allowed per game, with something about 2.5 on average. It is a situation where every night you're playing good defensive hockey. And you coming in as a defensive mind anyway, I got to think that pleases you going into a stretch of games in this North Division where every night you're looking at shuffle changes and looking at different moves in the North Division in terms of where you stand versus everyone else.
Yeah, that defense has always been the biggest thing in any game, and I think every team's got to worry about defense. Offense, obviously, you got to score some goals to win a game. You can't win goals 0-0, but at the same time, if you can keep them out, then we can squeak by with 1 goal or 2 goals or 3. You know what I mean? Those are the games that hey, listen, okay, we're not scoring the chances we're getting, but we can still keep the puck of the net. And I feel like with the guys we have on this team, we're effectively doing that.
You can date back to some of your matchups against the Kalamazoo Wings in your playing days. Certainly Cyclones fans can relate to a bunch of very close contests against the Wings just in the past couple of seasons. Is there something about the way that Nick Bootland's team plays that makes the matchup the way it is?
Yeah, I think, I've only seen them this year. They weren't around when I was playing, but, this year, definitely. They just have so much character in that room and great players that any night, every night, basically, they can bring it and they show it. And even if you get up by a goal or 2, they're dangerous because they can come back and they have the composure that even if they're down by a goal or 2, they can come back and make those chances happen.
We've talked about getting early goals, getting early intensity on the other team, especially at home, but I got to think that in a situation where you're playing some of your best hockey of the year, arguably, going against a team that I just mentioned earlier is winless in 3 consecutive games, not giving them any matter of hope, I got to think is important.
Yeah, and a team like that right now is dangerous because they're looking for it, and they want it. So, for us to go in there and take them lightly, that'll bite us in the butt. So it's gonna be coming out hard and giving it to them right away, and maybe get a couple up on them where they start to think, maybe they don't have this game. But like I said, they're dangerous. So it's gonna be a tough game tonight.